All right, folks, it's time for the inquiry slash the wrap up for this. My goodness, just 8 episodes. Well, hey, at least they did better than Superman and Lois, but Superman and Lois got an excuse. We don't have an excuse here. It's like, yeah, we don't really have an excuse here. It's like, oh, it's the same thing like usual, and it's like, yeah, but summer is in June. That's what it's called, June. So we should have had more episodes than this. Just saying. It's like, yeah, so basically we should have had at least 14 episodes in all, which means we could have had 6 more. It's like, come on, Nickelodeon. Come on now. So the thing I missed was the fact of Doomsnake, the dog's name, aka the wolf's name, is called Wolfgang. You named him Wolfgang. What the? Okay, continuing on. And the Sporex. So it looks like when it comes to Sporex, the count is that it's like, yes, I know I'm jumping. The count is 2-1 in this episode. It's like, yeah, 3 Sporex beasts. Well, technically 2 Sporex beasts, but blah, blah. Oh wait. Oh yeah, hold on. So the Sporex that was in Boom Tower was actually his own. He was created. Yeah, I think he was created. Thus he will return. But yeah, Doomsnake, and you're able to get Doomsnake now. I forgot which one was it. Was it the red or the blue? Anyways, the pack that you're able to get with the kick, the freaking Rangers that's able to kick and stuff. Doomsnake is in one of those. So, which kind of sucks too, where I'm like, so you're telling me that when I want to make a video and I'll be like, oh yes, I could put Doomsnake because he is in a pack. He is available to be bought. And you did this to him. It's like, oh, well, great. Well, why in the world did you choose him as a throwaway, in quotation, a throwaway, if you have a toy of him? What the heck is this? And I missed a Tricera formation, or basically was Blade formation, something like that. So, okay. That's what I missed within the 2 minutes. And it's like, jeez, man. It's like the 2 minutes I should have missed was most likely Izzy's episode. No offense, but I'm like, yeah, at least that's not as important as this one right here. Because this one I missed 2 minutes. And I'm like, whoa. That was a lot. That was a lot that happened in just 2 minutes. Whoa. Okay, now one thing I did analyze and looked into was the fact of he said he knew 40 Rangers, so not 40 teams of Rangers, but 40 Rangers at all. 40 Rangers at in all. So that means that basically he did 8 teams of 5, I guess. Is that what we're going for? 8 teams of 5, and they're now it's 45? Question mark. It's like that has to be looked into. Yeah, that has definitely have to be looked into. As for Mick returning, the good news is that, oh, they didn't bring back the Mick from from Ninja Steel. No, they brought just regular Mick, supposedly, or Mick with a new mission to follow the Nexus Prism, as if a protector. I'm like, the Nexus Prism doesn't need your protection. Well, yeah, Ninja Steel, even so, is like, no one was protecting a Nexus Prism anyways, though. It's like, yeah, it wasn't protected. It got destroyed at one point. So it's like, yeah, it kind of doesn't need your protection. And even if you try to protect it, you're not going to be helpful anyways. Just saying. You don't even have the Red Ranger powers anymore. So it's like, even if you could actually be like, hey, leave it alone. It's like, that's all you're able to do is, hey, leave it alone. You can't even protect it with any Ranger powers, so yeah, it's like, what the frick, man? Why are you even following it? Alright, so let's see. Zato's harshness. It seems a little bit different. It seems dialed back now. It's like, yeah, I have to watch it with fresh eyes, and I'm like, he has a mission, and yeah, the Nexus Prism, he doesn't know what it is, but he has a mission right now, which is trying to figure out what happened to the Megazord. I do have to admit though, it's kind of messed up where it's like, yes, and it's like Void Knight's like, yes, now they can't use their Megazord, and it's like, but they used at the end of the episode, so this was a failed attempt. You stupid idiot. As for Buzz Blast, which I'm going to let it play because I don't really need to care what's going on here. It's like, yeah, this whole the great Buzz Blast cake off. Who are you going? Who are you? It's like, yeah, it seems like a contest, but who exactly are you going against? It doesn't seem like you're going against anyone. And as for Mick, it's kind of interesting how Mick is doing this. It's like, if Mick can shapeshift, why in the world won't shapeshift into someone normal looking? No offense. It's like, yeah, it's like you can assume someone's identity, and yet he chooses to look like himself. And then you have Jay Borg, who's like, hey, this is the employees. It's like, you got to get out of here. And then he turns into a ball, and now it's like, yeah, I'm kind of okay with it, I suppose. And it's like, yep, that messed up cake that technically isn't a cake. And it's like, yeah, yeah. As for the idea that Void Knight is interested in the Nexus Prism, I guess the real reason why he's interested in it is just the fact of just to use it. Yeah, so basically is the whole, I already said it right already, Hawkmoth idea, even though Hawkmoth is getting off the deep end being like, I just needed 2 miraculouses, now I need all the miraculouses. It's like, I guess all of them to do this one thing. And same deal with Void Knight. You'll get the Nexus Prism, which I guess Nexus Prism could power it as well. So it's like, it makes sense why he wants it. Yeah, it just makes sense why he wants it. But it's not really for messed up means that some actually think it is for. Yeah. Interesting what they have in quotations Wolfgang to be talking about. The fact of Wolfgang here is like, I can smell your feet and your fears. Like, what the frick? And not to mention furry power. Oh, good lord. Do you know what in the world you just said? I mean, I get it. It's a pun. Fury, furry. Fury, furry. Yes. But sadly, these days, saying furry is actually a little bit of, because if a kid actually does type it in on the internet, not a good idea to actually, yeah, I'd rather they would have said, well, there's no way to friggin' escape it. They were trying to make a interesting pun, and it, I don't really want to even say anything on that one. It's like, it didn't really need to be there, but hey, they tried to make an attempt. The attempt is okay, but in a way, though, you know. So yeah, the whole thing, and Mick actually has a database full of rangers, that's even more important. You can say keep that away from evil hands. You should definitely keep that away from evil hands. But it does remind me of the time where, remember Dino Thunder? It's like, most likely you might remember, where you had the whole safe thing of where if things go horribly bad, Tommy is like, believe it or not, Tommy was able to archive everything that happened all the way up to Dino Thunder, which was pretty cool, especially just the fact of where he ended it by saying, if I am gone or if anything happens, these 3 are the ones you should actually depend on and find. And it's like, that was cool. That was cool. And they're like, oh, that's us. And it's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, he puts a lot of stakes in you guys. Let's see. Oh, yes. And the fact of when it came to Void Knight and Boom Tower, yes, it was supposed to sound like as if they were having a divorce. It's like, don't come back if you fail. Okay, but I get the dog. It's like, yep, it was supposed to be a reference to divorce. Nice. I mean, I'll admit that was pretty good. It's like, yeah, gotta admit that was actually pretty good. Now I'm gonna actually go check out, because apparently when I did the review, I missed something. So now I get to see for myself what exactly an Nexus Prism has to say, because apparently I miss two things. Okay, now when it comes right down to it, it's like you missed them. It's like apparently no, I didn't actually get the reference. So the Morphin Masters, at least one of them, was toiling around with 5 gems. I didn't connect the dots. It's like my bad. It turns out that was the Dino gems. It's like you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's like, yes, those were the Dino gems. It's like, no, I thought they actually fused with the Nexus Prism. It's like I thought that's what was going on here. But no. It turns out that was the Dino gems. He already had the Dino gems in his hands. So it's like, you're kidding me. It's like you're kidding me. That's what it meant. It's like they need to do a better job with that crap. Come on. They need to do a better job. Because damn, what the freak. It's like, yeah, it's like that was subtle. That was pretty okay. But in all seriousness, I would have preferred, maybe kinda sorta you had the Zords freaking signify that they were there. It's like when you had the 5 gems just, you know, juggling them, in quotations, juggling them. Maybe the Zords of Dino Thunder should have showed up. Grug, that. Something like that, like the pilot of the original Power Rangers, where you actually saw for some reason that crap. Oh, actually, no, that was Dino Thunder. That was still Dino Thunder, and that was actually the Japanese episode. They couldn't turn into an episode, so they're like, frig it, let's just show an episode of Alba Ranger out of nowhere. Yeah, but it's like you could have done something like that, not just, oh look, he's juggling gems, and it's like I thought those gems actually became the Nexus Prism. So, yeah. That was going to be easy to do, but I'm going to do it here. I don't care. It's easy. The Morphin Masters is Mario and Luigi, dude. I mean, the Green Ranger, Red Ranger, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, dude. It's like red and green, crazy. Or were they trying to signify how it was back in the day, which is like Jason, Tommy. So I was like, yeah, why in the world those two when it could have just been like the red and gold? You personally, I would have wished that they could actually show that the Morphin Masters change their colors every now and then. So it's like just to signify, hey, check it out, there's a Black Ranger, so maybe the Green Ranger turns it to black, or they already have a Black Ranger. You can understand what I'm trying to say. It's just the fact of the Morphin Masters colors should not have just been like, oh yeah, they have colors and everything. It's like, As for the Nexus Prism, what he's looking for, I'm pretty sure, of course, I already mentioned it. Let's mention it one more time. He most likely woke up the Gold Ranger. The Gold Ranger most likely crash landed or found himself somewhere in the ocean somehow. Yeah, I don't understand on that one. Excuse me. Maybe the fact of where he's actually in the Megazord. Yeah, it could be in the Megazord and he's just snoozing and then he got woken up by the Nexus Prism. That makes sense. The, in quotations, Ultra Zord or Ultra Zord Part 1, it's actually called Dino Fury Megazord Zord Formation. I mean, Warrior Formation. Okay. I mean, it's nothing razzle dazzle, but considering I kind of hoped that they would change the face of it somehow, And yeah, that's what I wish. It's like maybe you can actually make a new key for it. I'm talking about like maybe when it comes to like the original footage, the original version, where I'm like, yeah, just make the Red Ranger's key like a little bit goldish, maybe have a gold red on the side, right side of it, and then have like the visor actually be gold as well, the top visor. If they would have done that, that would have been like something nice. At least it will be a new form for him instead of it just being the same old Red Ranger's face. I mean, the Megazord's face, but he has something on the back of it, so you can kind of say that maybe there's something on the back. Yeah. And in this case, now he has 2 Sporexes, so that's good. He has 2 of them instead of losing one. Yeah. I think that's about it. Besides looking at Boom Tower, and Boom Tower's like, okay, I'm gonna take you down. It's like, yeah, well, it looks like this is gonna be your last moment. Yeah, this is gonna be your last moment. But still, I kind of still have to say the whole Mega Fury Blade. Couldn't you at least do the right thing and just not have Zato being like, all right, I'm putting my saber down so I can get this blade here? And it's like, couldn't you do the right thing and basically say, okay, well, it's time for me to be Mega? And then he just takes his blade digitizes, and then it turns into the Mega Blade. I mean, just saying, because it's like, why in the world do you need the blade still down there if you're not going to use it anymore? It's like, yeah, just digitize it, you know? That's some too much help. And it's like, listen, I think you have the money to do it now. So come on now. Come on. And of course, I'm a fool and I ended it. But, anyways, let me just stop it right quick so I can actually listen. But, dude, did she just say that scared her off? So, Mucus is actually a girl? No fucking way. Oh, no fucking way. Gus can be a unisex name. It's like, come on, Gus could be a unisex name. Yeah, get off it, man. It's like, yeah, to name your freaking girl Mucus, that's horrible. And Mucus, besides, you would figure that's a guy name, but no, no, no. Apparently, you can be unisex as well. Well, anyways, let me just finish it up and then I'll talk a little bit more so I can wrap this up. Okay, so about the whole thing of Boom my gosh, Void Knight's secret, the fact that he has a wife, I suppose, and he's trying to revive her. Yeah, my thoughts didn't really change. I still wish they would have did the dark version of what happened with Zane. Yeah, it's like the dark version of what happened with Zane, or something similar, something like that, where it's like, my friend or my brother, I will revive you. And it's like, oh, there's the other one. Oh, so it's kind of like Destiny Deoxys, where it's like, I'm looking for my brother, but he's trying to just revive his brother. You can tell by what I'm saying is that I just want the extra ranger. It's like, yeah, we're getting the Gold Ranger, awesome, but listen, I love exotic and variant. It's like, I love the exotics, okay? And when it comes to Japan, they never actually got the extra ranger. They most likely never did. So if I'm able to get my hands on something that Japan never got, and it's like, it's very simple to do. The only messed up part is like, can you freaking do it? And it's like, come on, it's easy. It's a freaking repaint. Come on. That's all I want. It's like, even when it came to Black Ranger, Green Ranger, Beast Morphers, well, I think you can repaint the Red Ranger to be the Black Ranger. That's easy, but the Green Ranger, you might need a mold for the head. Yeah, so that's just one thing. It's like, yeah, that's one thing. But anyways, as for the whole, and my gosh, I have it frozen for Solon showing her Gur face, which, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I guess the lozenges is okay. The lozenge thing was okay. It's fine. I'm gonna let it play. Yeah, I'm gonna let it play so we can finish this up. I push play and it's like, yeah, no, no, it's okay. We'll just wait for you now. There you go. Lots more stuff to talk about though, and I think most likely maybe Saturday and Sunday I would talk about it, but well, other stuff that the Morphin Masters did. I guess the Morphin Masters did everything, and we could just walk through the whole entire thing of what could have occurred, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more things that needs to be looked at. And of course, we have Zato maybe learning a lesson. It's like, yeah, it's kind of, well, it seems like he's learning a lesson, but not really. Just the idea of the responsibility being like, I shouldn't dismiss people who just comes out of nowhere for no reason, even though he is stressed. And it's like, never seen Zato stressed like this before. I mean, yes, the Megazord falling down is kind of stressful, but it seemed like it's not really a big deal, in quotations. Big deal. Yeah, as for the whole thing of Mick and everything, is like, let's see. Yeah, I think they just kind of wanted him to stay, and then it's like, well, he's thinking about doing something. Oh yeah, no, for the space taxi, and then steakhouse, and you get a discount supposedly, discount on your meal, and yeah, he's just gonna chase the Nexus Prism, which is like, well, okay, but oh yeah, Lion Galaxy, which I'm like, you know, at least the good news about Ninja Steel, which I'm pretty sure that was intentional, like way intentional, is the fact of where it's like what's supposed to happen was Ninja Steel, then Q Ranger, which we don't have an English name for it yet. And since it is Lion Galaxy, it would most likely have took place where? In the Lion Galaxy, because the Red Ranger is a lion. He is signified by the lion, which means that yes, they were gonna set it up to maybe be outer space on another planet for the first time ever. Well, not really. Sadly, not really. It's like, yes, sadly, not really, because yes, it will take place a little bit in different planets, but more importantly, it'll eventually end up back in where? On Earth. Yeah, but there might be like different planets. That's all. So they might have done something like that, even though it's like, hold on, let me look. Oh, okay. So hold on. Yeah, just looking back, it looks like MT made her presence again. It's like, yeah, it looks like MT actually made her presence again, and Mike Hauser. Hold on, stop. Let me look. Okay, so creative producer and then consultant is Chip Lynn. So Chip Lynn is still here. He's still here. He can't go away, but now he doesn't have as much powers as yeah, it looks like yeah, he doesn't really have as much power as he used to. Now he's just creative consultant. Yeah, that's about it. Of course, we see writing staff and everything, so whatever. The good news is that it's not them alone, but I do have to admit though, it's like even though she just made teleplay, MT only just made the teleplay. Cat Lady and Owl Gent did everything else. They did all of it. It's like, oh great, you did all of it. That was he's like, yeah, it's like, oh boy. Yeah, it's like it seems to me that they just did all of it, but there's many others that were there. So I guess the real interesting part to talk about and look into is like, okay, for Ninja Steel, then maybe we should dive and see every single person who was in the quotation staff room, besides just me being like, it's just two writers. Because, well, the thing is that the writers don't make it known that we were writers too. And it's like, I think that's for the best because it's like Ninja Steel. It's like it's for the best to basically run the fuck out of there and basically like keep your mouth shut, man. Let those two take the blame. Let those two take the blame. We don't need that. Let those two take the blame. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. But when things are going good, you kind of sort of should just actually show yourselves, though. At least there's many that actually shows themselves. And I would just say for MT though, yeah, because no, look what's going on now. It's like even though Jane and Jayborg is there, and not to mention the subtlety, but still, it's just like, even though she made a teleplay, it doesn't mean that easily she was toned down. And plus, not to mention, Cat Lady and Algent could have just easily threw Jane and Jayborg in there and be like, let's just do this. Because again, they are producers. That means they can easily come to MT and be like, oh yeah, but we want this to be put in there and we want that to be put in there. So it's like the two gag things. Two gags where it's like, yes, one of them is okay, the other one is makes sense, I guess. It kind of makes sense. So here we are at episode 8, and we're finished for now until like what, the end of August. It's like, really? Oh my gosh. And don't even get me started with more stuff to talk about. Just the fact of where it's like the poor kids, look at all the flip action that they see in the freaking television, the TV show. The worst part has to be the fact of where it's like, I can get maybe you can't actually do the flip action. That it's existent, but it's not a gimmick that they actually master. Like the flip gimmick that happened in Super Mega Force, which I did it have a spring? Maybe it did. Mm. Anyways, it's like it sucks that you have to bend their imagination like extremely for them to be like, yeah, it's just like the episode Ranger Dino Key. It's like, yeah, it's like that's good, but it's messed the frick up that you have to make them truly curve their imagination to do what they see on TV. That's kind of messed the freak up, you know. That is kind of sort of messed the freak up. Anything else? Well, what about the fact that the Zords are not even available until later? Zords are not available. The Black Ranger and Green Ranger has shown up. Void Knight is here. We still don't have the minions. Oh boy. It's like, yeah. And yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna go. Just gonna be most likely some cool in live streams. That's most likely what's gonna happen on Saturdays.